Hello everyone, welcome to the newest episode. Today we are returning to Middle-earth, especially with the upcoming release of the Hobbit set. And this time I'm very excited because we have a Halfling Frodo Gollum theme deck featuring some of their valuable equipments such as the One Ring, we have Mithril Coat, the armor that was Frodo wearing, and also Bilbo's ring, actually it's the One Ring, but with a different ability. The cool thing about this deck is that all of our creatures are halflings. We have two versions of Frodo, Sauron's Bane, Frodo Determined Hero. We have also two versions of Gollum Patient Plotter, and Gollum Scheming Guide. And then we also have Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff. So this is kind of a darker version of what might have happened if Frodo have kept the ring. Maybe he would have become corrupted by it, the Shire would have been destroyed or occupied by others, or perhaps even ruled by Frodo himself as some kind of dictator. Actually, I took the blueprint for this deck from a user on Moxfield. I played several games with this deck and made some minor changes to make it a little bit smoother and more focused on its main strategy, namely the ring tempts you. The ideal situation is when our opponent has a lot of life points, then if we manage to hit them with Frodo Sauron's Bane, they can immediately lose the game because of his ability once the ring has tempted us 4 times. And with all of our artifacts and equipment, we can make Frodo indestructible, give him hexproof, make him unblockable, and even use him to draw cards. On top of that, the abilities connected to the ring tempts you can help us push through even huge creatures. One of those things I really love about this deck is the synergy between the creatures and the equipment. Some of these artifacts are specifically designed for halflings, allowing us to attach them immediately or reducing their equip cost to only 1 mana instead of 3 when we equip it to a halfling. So let's take a closer look at the creatures. The main character of this deck is of course Frodo, especially Frodo Sauron's Bane. For just 1 mana we get this little fella and we can continuously upgrade him. At first he's only 1/2 creature, but if we pay 2 mana he becomes a Halfling Scout, a 2/3 creature with lifelink. Lifelink can be especially helpful here because with Call of the Ring, disenchantment, we can continuously draw cards whenever the ring tempts us. And we have plenty of creatures, sorceries and instants that can trigger this ability. Then, if we pay 3 black mana, we can upgrade Frodo once again. He becomes a Halfling Rogue with the following ability. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game, if the ring has tempted you 4 times or more in this game. Otherwise the ring tempts you. So basically, by the time we have fully completed the ring's progression, we simply attack with Frodo, deal combat damage to our opponent, and yeah, our opponent will lose the game immediately. I know that paying 3 black mana can sometimes be a little difficult, so we have here Lotho Corrupt Sheriff to help us. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, we create a treasure token and lose 1 life. We can actually combine this quite nicely as early as turn 3. For example, we can also cast Lotho and then cast, for example, for just 1 mana Gollum's Bite, and then we will create a treasure token because it's our second spell. Then we also have Gollum Scheming Guide, which is a really funny card because it's basically a gambling game. Whenever Gollum attacks, we look at the top 2 cards of our library and choose a card type. Our opponent then tries to guess whether we choose correctly. If they guess correctly, Gollum is removed from combat and we don't draw a card. Otherwise, Gollum can continue attacking and we get to draw a card. But to be honest, I'm really bad at this little guessing game and I fail most of the time. We also have Gollum Patient Plotter. This one is mainly here to trigger the ring tempts ability when this creature dies. And then we have Frodo Determined Hero, and I especially like this version of Frodo. Actually, it's also one of my favorite cards in the set. Whenever he enters the battlefield or attacks, we can attach an artifact or equipment to him for free. And that's incredibly powerful. For example, we can also attach Bilbo's ring for free, draw a card, and maybe Frodo already has Mithril Coat. You can see here, attached as well, making him also indestructible. A fantastic Frodo card. So now let's take a closer look at the instant and sorcery spells. Basically, we have plenty of removal spells. We have 4 copies of Gollum's Bite to deal with smaller creatures, especially creatures with lifelink or mana producing creatures. For 4 mana we can also cast it from the graveyard and the ring tempts us. Then we have Sam's Desperate Rescue, which allows us to bring a creature back from the graveyard to our hand, and once again, the ring tempts us. We also have Reprieve here for just 2 mana, which is a great card against expensive spells, and on top of that we can also draw a card. I also included 4 copies of Go for the Throat. Since this card was originally also printed in the Lord of the Rings set, I thought it fit perfectly into this deck, even though it's not currently available on Arena. Here we can just simply destroy a non-artifact creature. Then we also have for 3 mana the Battle of Bywater, which is our typical mass removal spell. We also have 1 copy of Claim the Precious. Here we can just destroy a creature and the ring tempts us. For enchantments we only have Call of the Ring here, 4 copies, which helps us to trigger the ring's tempt ability and allows us to draw additional cards. And now let's move on to the artifacts. Of course we have the Run Ring because, well, it's Frodo's favorite toy. Then we have also Mithril Coat, here it is, which makes one of our creatures indestructible and protects it from removal spells. And we can also attach it for free to any of our legendary creatures, and luckily actually all of our creatures are legendary. We also have Bilbo's Ring, which allows us to draw a card if we attack with only one with the equipped creature. During our turn, the creature also has hexproof, and the equip cost for halflings is only 1 mana here. So in total we are running only 21 lands, we have 11 swamps, 10 plains. The reason is because our mana curve is very low. You can see almost all the spells cost 2 mana, and then we also have Lotho, the Corrupt Sheriff, that also produces treasure tokens. And finally, let's look at the sideboard. Those are actually the cards that were previously in the stack. You can see we have 2 copies of Orcish Bowmaster. Yeah, I just took it out because it has the MS ability, Orcs 1, and here I just wanted really to focus only the ring tempt ability, so we can just trigger it faster, and then also we can attack with Frodo. So since we reach level 4 of that, we can just kill the opponent immediately. Then we had also 4 copies of the One Ring. I think it's just a very expensive spell for mana. Sure, it gives us protection, but actually we just want to finish the game also as early as possible. So I just took it out and I just kept 1 copy of it because, yeah, we can also maybe benefit from it. It protects us. And actually, but the main focus is here. Frodo Sauron's Bane has to attack, and we just want to kill the opponent. And also 2 copies of Mount Doom. The problem is some spells like Battle of Bywater requires 2 white mana. Also Claim the Precious, 2 mana. I don't want to spend any life points for that, because we have also Call of the Ring. It can become critical, and yeah, Frodo is the only creature with lifelink, so in case I just removed 2 copies of the Mount Doom and replaced it by 1 swamp, and I think also 1 plains. So this is actually the stack, and I would say let's play some games. So here we go, welcome to our new journey. We'll start playing unranked with our Frodo Gollum theme deck. Opponent starts the game and this hand doesn't look good. We have to do mulligan, unfortunately. And this hand also doesn't look good, but we will just keep it because for 2 mana we can cast Gollum Scheming Guide. Hopefully we can also fool our opponent and then draw additional cards, and we will maybe also draw a plains. We have Reprieve, a great spell. We can just bring also expensive spells from our opponent back to their hand. We have Frodo, Determined Hero. In our turn, this creature also has hexproof. We can also attach Bilbo's Ring, so we'll see. Maybe our opponent also has a removal spell. Oh, they have Pacifism, so actually we cannot do anything with Gollum. We have Bilbo's Ring. I think we'll just, let me see. Actually, we can just wait and see what the opponent will do. Authority of the Consuls, great. So I think we'll just cast Reprieve, bring this card back to our opponent's hand. Yeah, they used the only white mana that they have. So here we have another copy. So perfect. Now we have already 2 plains. We can also cast Frodo. And yeah, I'm really excited because MTG, they have released the Hobbit set. And I mean, wow, I'm really amazed by the cards, and I'm looking also forward to create a lot of Hobbit decks. I think the first one will be the, oh, perfect, Andril. We can also just bring this spell back, and this one is also expensive for 3 mana, and the opponent gives up. So GG. So we start the game. We have Frodo, Sauron's Bane. We have also Gollum Spite. This is perfect against creatures with lifelink. Also mana producing creatures, especially when we are playing against mono green decks. So we have also Go for the Throat. Yeah, I just included Go for the Throat because this card exists actually in the Lord of the Rings set. It also has the same name, of course, but I have no idea why they didn't include it in Arena. But it also exists in Commander. I don't think it's... oh, it might be also in my Hobbit Commander deck with Frodo and Sam. Yeah, that's why I know this card also. So let's attack with Frodo, Sauron's Bane. We can just upgrade this creature. You can see it has now Indestructible thanks to the Mithril Coat. I really like this combination and the synergy between the enchantment artifact equipments and the halflings. Oh no, okay. Yeah, they don't have a removal spell, but they have a card where they can exile our cards. So we can also attach, because Frodo enters the battlefield. So we can just attach this, also Mithril Coat, without paying the cost. And also whenever Frodo attacks, then we can also attach the artifact equipment. Oh no, don't tell me that they have another Legions of Two Ashes. Oh no. Oh my god, now we are playing against a deck that also has black, but they don't use any removal spells. They only have cards where they can exile permanents. Okay, we have also 3 removal spells, 2 copies of Go for the Throat and Gollum's Bite. We can also use Reprieve. Oh, perfect, they just used 5 mana for that. So we can just bring Tergrid back to our opponent's hand. And yeah, Orcish Bowmaster. Here, I think I will just cut it off out of this deck because I want to focus only on the During Tempts ability. So I think you will later see that I will just cut out this card from the deck. So let's see if they will cast Tergrid again, but in this case we can also use Go for the Throat since it's a non-artifact spell creature. Consume, target player sacrifices. Oh my god, they have only spells where they can exile and lets us also sacrifice our creatures. Now we only have removal spells on our hand. So I think, yeah, we have to do that. We just cast Go for the Throat, kill Tergrid. Nice, perfect. So here we have Frodo Sauron's Bane. We have enough mana. We can also attach first. Make Frodo Sauron's Bane indestructible. Hopefully they ran out of all the cards where they can exile permanents. And with the Frodo Sauron's Bane, we can also upgrade it. For 2 mana, it will become a 2/3 Halfling Scout with lifelink. That's also important because we also want to combine it with Call of the Ring. Here we can just pay the 3 mana, perfect. We can attack. Actually, unfortunately, we didn't activate or we didn't trigger the Ring Tempt 2 ability. But yeah, we can just gain at least some life points. So let's see, if the opponent will attack with the only one creature that they have on the battlefield, then we can just also attack with Frodo Sauron's Bane, activate the last stage of Frodo's ability, and kill the opponent. Oh no, actually yeah, we're just missing the Ring Tempts ability right now. But with the other ability we can just trigger it, because if we haven't activated the Ring Tempts ability 4 times, then we will just activate it every turn until we reach the last stage. So they have they have now Orcish Bowmaster on the battlefield. We'll just attack. Perfect. So now we have stage 1. We can also actually kill this creature, and then later on we can also cast Gollum's Bite from our graveyard and also trigger the Ring Tempts ability. Yeah, I think I will just make some minor changes in this deck because we also started playing with this deck and with 4 copies of the One Ring, and I think that's just too much. A very expensive spell, by the way. And yeah, we can't do anything. I mean, of course, we can just draw cards, but first we have to pay 4 mana, and later on, actually we can also replace it by casting the same card and then sacrifice it, the card that is already on the battlefield. But I think I will just focus really on solely on Frodo Sauron's Bane. So you can see if we have, we can discard Orcish Bowmaster. Perfect. So we have reached the last stage, and if we will attack the opponent next turn and they have only big creatures, so they are not able to block, then we can just kill it. Perfect. So obviously they don't have any spells left. We will just hit the opponent and they will die instantly. Yeah, I think they just forgot the ability of Frodo, so GG. So opponent goes first. That looks pretty good. We have Reprieve for 2 mana. We can also cast Call of the Ring finally, and we'll just trigger the Ring Tempts ability. We can just kill also one of our elves at the beginning. So that's a pretty good start that we have here. Let's see, Emerald Medallion makes all the green spells cheaper by 1. I think we can also cast Frodo Determined Hero, or maybe, let me see. Yeah, I think we'll just cast this creature, and then later on, if this creature also attacks, we can also attach Bilbo's Ring. And yeah, when this creature attacks alone, we can also draw a card. We'll lose only 1 life point. So Paradise Druid also produces mana, so I think we'll just attach Bilbo's Ring to Frodo. It attacks. Yes, we'll just start. We'll equip Frodo, and I love when Frodo has all the equipments. If we can also attach Bilbo's Ring and then also Mithril Coat, so we will make it indestructible. Also, it has hexproof, indestructible. Whenever this creature attacks alone, we can also draw a card. So I mean, yeah, the only way to just get rid of it is maybe a mass removal spell. So we have also then Reprieve, and we can just yeah, bring back. Oh, they have even the Hydra. Yeah, some very mighty creatures here. The Vigorous Farming. So Frodo Sauron's Bane. And also this creature produces mana. Garruk's Uprising. Yeah, some very great cards here. So let's see. When you unlock this card, you can also mill 4 cards, and then yeah, I think we'll just cast Frodo Sauron's Bane. Or maybe Call of the Ring. Yeah, I think we'll just cast the enchantment Call of the Ring. We can also cast Frodo Sauron's Bane, and then we'll just trigger Call of the Ring and draw cards. Perfect. Here we have another removal spell. So even if they will just cast any big creatures, we are prepared. We have Go for the Throat. We can deal against any big creatures here. But I love when we can just kill the opponent with Frodo Sauron's Bane, because yeah, they still have like over 10 life points. They feel they are safe, and then we'll just hit them, and all the creatures. Yeah, okay. Paradise Druid has power 3, Priest of Titania power 2. So here we have more lands incoming. I think we can also use Call of the Ring, because once we upgrade Frodo Sauron's Bane, we can also regain life points here. Let's attack. Yeah, I think we'll just attack with all the creatures. I think they're just waiting for bigger creatures. That's why they are not blocking. I mean, they already have 7 mana, 8, 9. Yeah, okay, GG. So we start the game. Perfect. Turn 1, we have Frodo Sauron's Bane. We'll just start by casting this creature. Yeah, I really like also to use Frodo Sauron's Bane in this deck. It's like actually built around this creature. And also that this deck only contains halflings, because Gollum is actually also a Hobbit. And you can see it has the creature type halfling. We have 2 copies of Gollum, 2 copies, actually 2 versions of Gollum, 2 versions of Frodo, and also the Lotho, the corrupt sheriff. And I really also wanted to include this card in one of those decks, and this one fits here actually pretty well, since he also creates treasure tokens whenever a player casts their second spell. And actually we have so many cheap spells for just 1 and 2 mana. It's very easy to create treasure tokens, so I think we can also add an additional copy of Lotho. Fearsome Whelp. Oh, so we are playing against the dragon deck. This spell costs 1 mana less to cast, yeah, for all the dragon spells. So we have to kill this creature. And we just have to be very fast right now. Yeah, we are missing the black mana here, unfortunately. So let's attack. Oh, still no swamp, unfortunately. Let me see. So actually, yeah, we'll just wait. We can also use Reprieve if they are going to cast a dragon for 4 mana. We can just bring it back, draw a card. So actually we have a lot of cards right now. Call of the Ring will also provide us with more cards. We have Reprieve. Oh, they're not casting anything, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Yeah, we can just activate Frodo's ability. Now it's a 2/3 creature with lifelink. So it's a Halfling Scout. Yeah, I think this one, the first episode, we'll just play a couple of games in Unranked. We'll just learn how to play with this deck. Also, what kind of changes we can make in this deck, because it's just for testing first the Unranked games. I think also I will include a second Unranked episode, so you can see then, yeah, overall all the changes that I have made in this deck. And then the third and fourth should be like we are playing again in ranked games, and I think currently we should be in gold rank. So the goal will be to reach platinum rank with this Frodo deck. So I think it's totally possible. So yeah, GG. Yeah, we'll just see. I mean, we have also Reprieve, go for the throats. We have actually so many options here. We could also use Gollum's Bite and also use, yeah, we can also reach level 4. So we start the game, we have 2 swamps, we can take it. And we can also cast Call of the Ring. We can also cast Orcish Bowmaster in our opponent's turn, since this creature also has Flash. Perfect. We have a lot of black spells here. So Ruin Crab, great. Ah, okay, it has toughness 3, but we can also use Go for the Throat. Yeah, they will just put a land. Oh yeah, very basic, classic, mixing Ruin Crab with Evolving Wilds. So we can just sacrifice this land. We have to mill 3 cards. But they didn't actually, they didn't sacrifice Evolving Wilds. Oh, maybe you have just pay also 1 mana. So here, Go for the Throat. Yeah, we're just missing here the plains. But it's very strange that you mix Ruin Crab with or you're playing Ruin Crab in an Izzet deck. Usually you just need a mono blue deck. Yeah, Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff. Unfortunately, we just it's in the graveyard. Actually, that's the card that we need right now, because you can see all the spells, they only cost actually 1 or 2 mana. And the great thing about Lotho is we can also use it in turn 3. We'll just cast first Lotho, and then we can also use Gollum's, maybe we can cast Gollum's Bite, for example. Let's see if our opponent has any removal spells. Nope. Yeah, I think we'll just use Call of the Ring. And then we'll start by, yeah, to trigger the Ring Tempts ability. Yeah, they are still waiting. I believe they still have some burn spells, but they're just waiting, and yeah, They just want to see what we are doing here. Hopefully, yeah, perfect. Oh no, they are just targeting the land. I thought first they might kill Orcish Bowmaster, which is totally fine for us. As long as Frodo Sauron's Bane remains on the battlefield. Oh yeah, for evolving kites you just tap it and sacrifice it. Because there is another land where you also have to pay 1 mana. So yeah, we can just enhance Frodo Sauron's Bane, but actually we will wait. 1, 2. Let's attack first. Yeah, I think if they are going to cast a big spell, we can just use also go for the throat, kill this creature. And actually we have also Frodo Determined Hero. I really like to put all the Frodo versions and Gollum versions on the battlefield at the same time. Deep Cavern Bat, yeah, so here we can use Gollum's Bite. So they will not exile any cards. But they, yeah, unfortunately they will see what kind of cards we have on our hand here. But I think also because now we have 2 copies of Battle of Bywater, I think 1 copy is enough. Because actually we are also not using this so often. And the 1 copy should be enough. Because you can see actually we cannot cast this spell at the beginning of the game, since also the opponents are just casting smaller creatures with with power 1 or 2, so it doesn't make any sense. And later on we'll just, I mean, the longer the game is, I mean, the chances to get this card are also bigger. Here we have 2 lands, perfect. Then we'll just activate Frodo's ability. Also put the other version of Frodo on the battlefield and attack. We can discard this swamp. So actually, yeah, no, we are still missing some mana here. We just need the 3rd swamp. Take action. Go for the throat. Oh, perfect. Here we have the 3rd swamp. So actually we can activate Frodo's ability, and we'll just attack, and Marauding Blight Priest is not able to block this creature. Yeah, I think we can also discard the mass removal, Battle of Bywater. I think we just don't need to kill the opponent. We just don't need to use this card. Huh. Here we have the 1 ring. Yeah, I think regarding the Hobbit set, I think I will just start with creating a Warg deck, because I see huge potential in this deck. We can produce a lot of Warg tokens. We can also the great thing about Wargs is that we have so many Warg creatures, so actually we can cast every turn Warg. In turn 1 we can cast a cheap Warg, in turn 2 there is another Warg, turn 3 also, turn 4. There's I really like that they included so many Wargs in this set. And yeah, probably it will be the black and green Warg deck. So we have Mithril Coat. We can just attach it to any legendary creature. We will attack, we can discard and open this stat. Great. So opponent goes first, we'll just take it, although we are missing the swamp here, but turn 1 we can cast Frodo Sauron's Bane, and actually for Mithril Coat and Bilbo's Ring we don't need the swamps. We can just use any color for those artifact equipments. And for Frodo's first ability, we also can just spend 2 white mana. And I think you can see already I made some changes. I just cut off the Orcish Bowmaster. I think I will also... yeah, we will just use Reprieve, bring it back. So here we have another planes. So you can see the progress of this deck and how it's evolving through the games. So GG. So opponent goes first. Oh, that looks amazing. We have all the lands, we have 2 swamps, we have also the plains. We can also cast Frodo Sauron's Bane in turn 1. Turn 2 we can then cast Frodo Determined Hero. And we also have Call of the Ring, so we can also start triggering their ring tempts ability. I think because I was also mentioning in the previous match that I will also keep the first episodes where I also kept Orcish Bowmaster and also I think like some more copies of the One Ring, because it's nice to see the progress and how the style of game the strategy of this deck changes a little bit, and then how maybe it becomes also a little bit smoother if we will just cut off Orcish Bowmaster, focus more on Frodo's ability and just kill the opponent by or with Frodo's ability. So here we have Gollum Patient Plotter. I think we'll just, or maybe Lotho, because we can also cast Gollum Spite and then, but I actually don't want to waste Gollum Spite on Healer's Hawk. Maybe they will also attach some other spells. Anyway, so we'll just kill Healer's Hawk. Yeah, we'll just select Frodo Sauron's Bane. Perfect. Here we have the 3rd swamp. Actually, that's, yeah. Then we have all the swamps just to activate Frodo's ability. Kill the angel creature. We can also cast another Call of the Ring. Create a treasure token thanks to the Corrupt Sheriff. Discard, or maybe we'll discard the swamp. So next turn actually we can already kill the opponent with Frodo. So yeah, GG. Yeah, I think they also realized it. So Sunrise 77 online. Yeah, we're playing against you. They have Yorion. So they can always, once this creature is on the battlefield, they can just exile at the end of or our opponent's turn. They can exile any card and bring it back. So whenever this card also re-enters the battlefield, they will just trigger the ability again. So here we have 2 copies of Call of the Ring, Mithril Coat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the problem is we are missing mana, so we have no other choice than just to tag and also enhance Frodo Sauron's Bane. Core Celebrant. Yeah, a good blocker with toughness 4, but actually it doesn't matter because we can also... Yeah, we will just cast Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff. We'll also gain 2 life points. And next turn, yeah, hopefully we'll draw just another land. Ashiok. Dream Render, target player mills 4 cards. Then exile each opponent's graveyard, yeah. I mean, for now we don't have any cards now a graveyard that we can also use again, like Gollum Spite, for example. Because for 4 mana we can also exile this card and we will trigger the Ring Tempts ability. Let's just attach it to Lotho. Yeah, I don't know how to spell it, Lotho or Lotto. So let's attack and kill Ashiok. Yeah, the good thing is because Lotho has also Mithril Coat, so this creature is currently indestructible. Nice, another Planeswalker. And Dovin Grand Arbiter this time. Also produces some creature tokens, artifact creature tokens. So let's use Call of the Ring. I mean, it's nice to have Frodo Sauron's Bane together with Call of the Ring because we always regain life points and that's very essential here. Yeah, perfect. So we can also kill Dovin. Yeah, I think we can also select Frodo Sauron's Bane and start trigger this ability. Claim the Precious, perfect. That's also one of the cards that I just add to the stack. Because of its ability, we don't only destroy the creature, the ring tempts us also. Yeah, Revenge of Ravens. For each attacking creature we will lose 1 life point. They are blocking the Sheriff. Down to 15. Yeah, I think we can also just get rid of Core Celebrant. We'll cast Claim the... Oh, okay, they just activated Yorion. So for 5 mana they are able to cast this creature. So maybe we'll just keep it for this creature. Yeah, we can also pay some life points to draw more cards. Wow, we just need more lands. Come on, give us more lands. Nah, unbelievable. Okay, none of these cards are lands. So what do we have here? I mean, Bilbo's Ring. That's so cool because now we have Frodo. 2 versions of Frodo. We have the Sheriff. And actually, yeah, if we would have more mana, then we can also cast Gollum, Scheming Guide, and also the other version of Gollum. So, yeah, we can attach to Frodo Bilbo's Ring. Now it also has hexproof. Great. So we have to discard 1. I mean, we already have Mithril Coat. Also, it's a legendary artifact equipment. Nice. So actually they can only, yeah, exile the creature, bring it back and receive 2 life points. That's all they can do right now. Yeah, but we will just get rid of Yorion. We can cast Claim the Precious and kill this creature. Finally we have the land here. So actually we don't have to pay more mana, life points. So we have in total 5 lands on the battlefield. We can use Claim the Precious, kill it. Select, yeah, we'll just stick to Frodo Sauron's Bane. Great. So, yeah, now we can attack. Yeah, let's see. Actually, they can only block... Yeah, okay, they are still able to block also Frodo Sauron's Bane with Core Celebrant because the power is lower than our creatures. So, let me see, Indestructible, yeah. Actually, we can also just equip it to Frodo Sauron's Bane because next turn we will just attack with this creature and we should kill the opponent. Yeah, we have still 10 life points. Yeah, we don't have to pay. I mean, you can see how many cards we are drawing actually. Now we can select the last ability of Frodo Sauron's Bane. Let's attack. Hopefully they will just block the either Frodo Determined Hero or the Corrupt Sheriff. I think they don't remember the ability of Frodo Sauron's Bane. I'm very curious if they will block this creature. Yes, so actually they didn't read the ability of Frodo Sauron's Bane, so yeah, it's GG. So opponent goes first. We have 2 copies of Reprieve, Gollum Spite, another removal spell, Go for the Throat, and Gollum Scheming Guide. Actually, I really want to use Gollum Scheming Guide more often. Although I'm so bad in this, yeah, guessing game. Actually, it doesn't matter what... I don't know if the opponents are actually reading what this card can do, or they're just selecting randomly. So, yeah, let's see what the opponent will cast. We have Gollum's Bite. And they have also Yorion. So we'll just bring it back. Great, we have now a lot of lands. I'm just thinking, I mean, actually I want also to use Reprieve again on this, but next turn, if they have a 4th land, they can just use it again, but if not, they will just be stuck on 3 lands. Shall we use? Yeah, I think we'll just still go for Gollum Scheming Guide, and then next turn we can attack. And I think it's better just to draw more cards. Oh no, Borrowed Time. Yeah, they will exile Gollum. So here we have Frodo Determined Hero. Yeah, also let me know in the comments below what kind of deck you want to create first from the newest set Hobbit. Is it like the Dwarf deck, or... Actually there are so many deck builds. You can build a Dwarf deck, an Elf deck, you can also build a Dragon deck. You can build a Human deck with the Bard. Yeah, with those people from the Lake City. You can also build actually a Gandalf Bilbo deck. Also maybe I think only with the wizards, like with Gandalf, with Saruman, and also with Radagast. You can even build a bear deck. Wait, Aracity. So, oh, they can also exile this creature. Yeah, I believe this deck has only those kind of cards where you can always exile permanents. So I don't know if we need Gollum's Bite, by the way. If the opponent is not casting any creatures, only those cards like Borrowed Time or... yeah. So down to 14. Maybe there's... yeah, maybe it's better just to discard Gollum's Bite later on. So at least we can also... yeah, I knew it. There's only those kind of cards. Ah, they're... okay, at least we can create the treasure token. Perfect, yeah. Okay, at least we can also go for the throat, kill the... for example, if they will cast Yorion, then we can just react on that, it will be on the stack, and then we'll kill it before it will exile any other cards. Search your library for up to basic lands and or gate cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Oh, Call of the Ring, perfect. So if the Corrupt Sheriff stays on the battlefield, we can just also target this creature, we can pay 2 life points and draw a card. The One Ring, okay. They will gain protection for 1 turn. Now they also reactivated Yorion, paid the 3 mana. Of course, we'll pay 2 life points. Perfect. Here we have another creature, Gollum Patient Plotter. With Sam Desperate Rescue, we can actually bring Frodo back. We can discard the planes. Actually, that's a very good strategy. You can use Yoron Sky Nomad together with the One Ring, exile. If this artifact has already too many counters on it, you can just exile it, bring it back, and then it has no counters on it. Yeah, we'll see. Perfect. They just casted this one. We'll use it, go for the Throat, destroy. And if they have a... I don't see blue mana, or... Yeah, if they have any spell that can maybe protect your own, we have also another copy of Go for the Throat. Ah, Borrowed Time, yeah. Classic. Of course, you have 4 copies of Borrowed Time, 4 copies of Seal from Existence, and I believe also 4 copies of the White Orosity. Nice. So we have reached level 4. So now we have to just bring Frodo Sauron's Bane on the battlefield and then activate it twice. But maybe by that time the opponent will be already dead. We'll see. Let's attack. Because also Lotho Corrupt Sheriff deals 5 damage in total. We can, yeah, we'll just discard Gollum's Bite since our opponent is not casting any creature spells. So Bilbo's Ring, yeah, that's all. I mean, that's great because during your turn, equipped creature has also hexproof and it cannot be blocked. So we'll just attach it to Frodo. Also the Halfling equipment cost is only just 1 mana. So down to 3. Search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. I'm very curious, what can it be? Maybe another word, Borrowed Time. Oh, it's Glorious Sunrise, so I think they just want to gain 3 life points each turn. Boseiju, who endures, yeah, they can destroy Call of the Ring, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, next turn we actually just have to attack with Frodo Sauron's Bane. Even now, if they will receive 3 more life points, then they have total 6. But we can also... they will have 7 actually. Yeah, 7 life points. So let's activate. They run out of mana. Nice. Next turn we'll just attack. Yeah, so GG. So we start the game, and I think by that time you can see how slightly this deck changed, because we just removed 3 copies of the One Ring. 1 is totally enough. We also removed 2 copies of the Orcish Bowmaster, and also I just replaced the Mount Doom and I added 1 Plains and 1 Swamp. So because I don't want to spend, or I just don't want to lose any life points. Because you can see we already have Call of the Ring, and whenever the ring... Okay, that was fast, GG. So opponent goes first, and here we have Frodo Determined Hero. Okay, we have 2 swamps, we can just still use it. Turn 1 we can cast Gollum's Bite, turn 2 go for the Throat. And we can also cast the creature Gollum Patient Plotter. When this creature dies, the ring tempts us. So, Lost Isle Calling. Nice, perfect. Here we have the other version of Gollum. Whenever you scry, put a verse counter on this enchantment. And the opponent also has Gollum Patient Plotter. Interesting. So let's use Gollum's Bite to kill Gollum. That's a battle between Gollums. You can see. Let's attack. Finally we can use Gollum Scheming Guide's ability again. So, I mean we'll just select non-land. Maybe they will believe us. Okay, they guessed right. Frodo, determined hero. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's always better to choose the opposite. Because would you trust your opponent, or actually not? Yeah, just because we were also talking about the Hobbit sets and how many different Hobbit decks you can also create from the set. Just write me in the comment. I'm really curious. You can also list or post your whole deck list. And actually, there on my channel there is also a community tab. So feel free, if you just want to post anything related to MTG, just do feel free to do that. I'm always curious. So GG. So we start the game. We have 2 copies of Go for the Throat, also Call of the Ring, but we are just missing 1 creature. And I was just mentioning earlier the community tab, so just feel free, you can always write whatever you want related to MTG, of course. If you want to, I don't know, share anything, any experience you had recently with maybe when you bought the display or any booster from Hobbit, and you can just, or you want to share your pools. Prosperous Innkeeper. Yeah, we have to kill this creature. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, opponent receives life points, and we know what kind of creatures we can expect here. I think like the horse, whenever you receive life points, the horse gets a +1/+1 counter, for example, or the moon creature with something with moon. Also, whenever you receive life points, this creature gets a +1/+1 counter, and you can also scry for 1. So let's put Frodo Sauron's Bane on the battlefield. So yeah, I think I will just make like 4 or maybe even 5, because I really enjoy playing with this deck. Maybe I will just also make 2 episodes playing just unranked games and then 3 more playing ranked games. Because it never gets boring playing with this deck. And also I just made some minor changes. Yeah, we can just kill Valkyria Harbinger. Also we can enhance Frodo. Nice, we have here Reprieve. And if they are going to cast any big angel creatures again, we have also Go for the Throat. I think Go for the Throat is also so perfect in this deck. The problem is there is no other removal spell that is so good as Go for the Throat. But yeah, I just added it because this card also exists in the Lord of the Rings universe. So we can count it as it is also in the block. So Valkyria's Sword, yeah, we just bring it back. I think for 1 mana they can't cast anything. Great, that will be really fast, because now we can reach level 4 of the Ring Tempts ability. We can also enhance Frodo, we have the 3 black mana, and we can just attack with this creature and kill the opponent. Oh yeah, actually they will be dead anyway, because the creature with the Ring Tempts ability also deals 3 additional damage. So GG. Yeah, I think we'll just stop here. So I hope you liked this episode. I will just, or you can also let me know in the comments below if you want to see another episode where I just play unranked games. Sometimes it's really funny, because we encounter different kind of opponents with different, with different kind of decks, and the power level maybe matches also even better. So yeah, if you like my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, and yeah, I'm just creating decks from one certain set. This time we are playing with our Frodo Gollum Halfling-themed deck, ranked, unranked, we are also playing, yeah, historic, we are also playing standard. So yeah, for now we will just enjoy our halfling deck. I hope you like this episode, and yeah, so see you next time, bye bye.